Hello, Sarah of SEK Handmade here, and today I want to share with you the crossed single crochet stitch. This is a simple variation on a single crochet that gives this really beautiful texture that causes these little X's to appear, which is why it's called the crossed single crochet. Now, the crossed single crochet stitch is one-sided. Some stitches in crochet look exactly the same or relatively the same on the front or the back of the work, but this is not one of them. So because of that, today I'm working it in the round. This just allows for the right side of the stitch to always be facing the right side of our work. You, of course, can work it in flat projects, but you will only see the crossed stitches on one side of the work or in every other row if you're working a bunch of them flat together. So this stitch is both super simple and also makes you think a little bit. When you do a normal single crochet stitch, you go into the next stitch and you yarn over. So your yarn goes over your hook and you pull up a loop. That is not what you're going to do for the cross single crochet. Instead, you're going to stick your hook in the next stitch and you're going to yarn under, which means your yarn goes under your hook. Again, yarn goes under your hook and you pull up a loop. Now, I tend to be a person who does not pull this first loop up very high, but I have found in the cross single crochet, it is important to make sure that that loop gets up to the same height as the first loop on your hook. After that, you're simply going to yarn over and pull through both loops just like a regular old single crochet. So let's do that a couple more times. You're going to go into the next stitch just as normal. You are going to yarn under, so your yarn goes under your hook. You're going to pull up a loop to the same height as the loop that's already on your hook. Yarn over and pull through. Let's try it one more time. Stick your hook through the next stitch just like normal. You're going to bring your yarn under your hook, pull up a loop, make sure that you get it to the same height, yarn over, and pull through. And that is what will get you this gorgeous texture. Now, I did want to show you just briefly what it looks like to do in rows instead of rounds. So I've set up one row of the crossed single crochet, so you can see it right there on the front of my work. To continue flat, you're just going to chain one, just like you would for any row of single crochets. You're going to go into your first stitch. You're going to yarn under. So same as before, your yarn goes under your crochet hook, pull up a loop to the right height, yarn over, and pull through. Stick it into the next hook, yarn goes under, pull it up to the same height, pull through. Go into the next stitch, yarn goes under your hook, pull it up to the same height, pull on through. Stick it through, yarn goes under, pull it up, and pull on through. Now, if you're a person who naturally just pulls all your stitches up to the same height, the first loop up to the same height as the second loop, that may not be something you have to think about. That's just not my natural crochet style, and so it is something that I do think about when I'm doing this stitch. So put your hook through the next stitch, yarn goes under your crochet hook, pulls up to the same height, yarn over and pull through, and then last stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, same height, pull through. And you can see my crossed stitches are right there, and this is just the back of the stitch. And when I flip it over, I have the opposite. My crossed stitches are on the bottom row, and this is just the back of the stitch. So I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial about the crossed single crochet stitch. The written instructions are in the description down below. If you would like to have more tips and tutorials about all things yarny, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and happy crafting!